We're Kim and Al. We have been planning our escape from a fast-paced corporate life since we met 10 years ago. Freedom 45. This year, we finally pulled the ripcord. We quit our jobs, sold our home in the city, bought a property in the sticks, and are building an off-grid home ourselves. We're excited to share our experience as we create our new life on the North River.
Morning, folks. If you can see behind us the sparkly grass, it's really nice. Hopefully Kim will get some B-roll of this. Everything's covered in frost, absolutely everything, the roof, the tarps, the trailer, the grass, the farmhouse. It's actually really pretty. I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of disappointment, and then, of course the professionals you can tune out because you probably already know this stuff anyways. But we put down the underlay on top of the roof, and I had made sure, even used my block planer to make sure that it was perfectly smooth and all the transitions were two pieces meat. If it was puckering, I planed that out nice and flat, and then we put the underlay down and that was nice and flat, and we got our first rain and that sheeted off really nicely. But then we got hit with a bunch of winds and it kind of moved it all around and made it pucker, and it was a little bit tough to straighten out, and we never really got it straightened out. So tried to smooth it out with some asphalt coating, because that was our plan anyways, just to have a temporary roof for the winter until we could build it up proper. And that will not be the case. Even though we put the asphalt down, it's still puckered in spots, and I know damn well that it's going to pool water and it'll just follow up underneath the underlay, and then we'll have leaking. So we bought some hardboard insulation, and we're just going to go on step 2 of the build-up roof. Is we've got a layer of asphalt that we have to finish. We can't do it right now, it's too cold. And then we're going to put the hardboard on top, and then we'll seal that up, and that will give us a nice level plane again, so we won't have that pooling issue.
Yeah, so pretty disappointed. We were really excited about the roof, as you guys all know from our last video. That was, you know, once the rain stopped, it was pretty disappointing to find it up there like that. But we're gonna rally. We figured out a solution, and it looks like, although it's quite cold today and it was cold last night, it does look like it's going to warm up later this week, like up to about 10 degrees. And
yeah,
so
the gods are shining on us. We'll get one more rally of warm weather to finish this up on the roof. And in the meantime, we'll start putting up the fiberglass insulation on the inside of the enclosure.
Yeah, we're just going to basically do what we can do, as with the weather that we've got. So right now we can't put any asphalt up. We've got it about halfway done. We're going to start to put up the fiberglass inside and then seal that on the one wall, because that is the wall that we're going to be pulling the trailer in on, and we don't want to have to get around the trailer in order to put it in. Once we have to put the vapor barrier on, that's a bit of a difficult thing to do with lots of room anyway, so we want to make sure that we put that on before we put the trailer in. But, our plan was always to put the trailer in this week, and,
I think we'll still hit that, to be honest. Really all we need to do, like Kim mentioned, we just put the batten in on if you're staring in the garage door on the right-hand side, and then the roof above. That way we don't have to stand on the trailer, and we don't have to kind of squeeze in behind the trailer to do that work. So that's what we're going to focus on this morning until things warm up enough for us to go and finish the asphalt and put that hardboard insulation up.
Because once the roof is done, we just want to make sure that it's not going to leak. And we have to make sure too, because when we're putting the insulation in as well, we don't want that to get behind the walls and that. So we're going to put the insulation in today, and the other thing we're going to try to do is just basically get the underside of the, what do you call that? It's not
the overhang. So if you look at the drawing, or if we show you a picture, the roof is sloped from one end to the other. Across the front, if you will, the front being where the big garage door is. So that slopes over, and there's an overhang of about 31 inches on the one side, so that, when you're underneath the door, with the bags of groceries or whatever, you're not getting rained on. And then the other side is about 24 inches, I think, or 22 inches, just around 2 feet. So we're just going to box that all in. right, with OSB, and then we'll do something pretty with it later, likely with the barn board that we're recovering from the house.
Yeah, for now it's just functional. We just need to make sure that we're not letting any air out and that we're keeping it nice and warm in there.
Once we have the boxed in overhangs, we're going to wrap the whole thing in Tyvek. So the whole house will be wrapped nice and airtight, sealed at the bottom with acoustic caulking and all that fun stuff, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, it is cold today, which caused us a little bit of anxiety, but it's looking good for the rest of the week, and we are going to be able to get ourselves in there just in the nick of time. So, wish us luck.
Yeah.
Nice and snug up there?
Yeah, it's amazing. Hey, folks.
So we are standing in our enclosure that is vapor barriered in, insulated in on this side.
One half of Cotton Candy House.
Yeah. So this week did not start out great, but we ended up getting like incredible weather, like crazy weather for November.
It's gonna be like 14 degrees today, so 30, what is it, 14, 28, 68, almost 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So we don't have the trailer in yet, but we literally can put the trailer in now. We are done this side, and that's all we really wanted to do.
Well, that's a strip of tape right there.
Yeah, Al's just finishing up the taping of the vapor barrier. But honestly, like the vapor barrier even, we were really intimidated by putting up the vapor barrier on the ceiling just because...
Yeah, it's on the ceiling. We figured it might be pretty tough to get it straight and that, but we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Just used the scaffolding, and Kim helped stretch out and pick up the weight of the one end, and then we just started at one end and worked our way with the stapler across on the scaffolding bit by bit.
Yeah.
Same as we did to put the insulation up. That was tricky too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we're leaving the scaffolding in here because we're going to basically do the other side next. We're realizing that the insulation is... well, we've been wearing our masks, so it just gets on everything, and so we just kind of want to get that up and done, and then we can take the scaffolding out, and the next thing is Al's going to start building that pony wall, and we're going to put in the door, and
Yeah, and then we're dried in.
yeah, so really, really relieved to be at this point, and just like so grateful that the weather was amazing this week.
And sore.
Because doing the roof was a long slog. We
just all repetitive
Long
labor,
days.
right? Yeah, we didn't have those cool like push broom like sponges or mops for doing the tar, so we did it with concrete brushes.
Yeah.
So basically just painted it by hand, with something the consistency of thick molasses.
Yeah, so for anybody who's
good times.
considering doing this, fall is not the time. We
Yeah.
had leaves falling off the trees, and it's a lot harder to get on. We were
When it's
warming it in
cooler,
the
it's-
trailer.
Yeah, it would be great if it was like one of those 30-degree days from the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Because
turn
it-
to soup and would
yeah.
probably pour on.
Well, and it does. We were warming it in the trailer, and when we first brought it out, it went on so well, so smoothly, and just kind of filled in the spaces and did all the things. But the longer that it was out in the cold, and we were always using it only over 5 degrees, right? Which is what it had to be.
Well, really, what it says is in cold weather, just put it inside and warm it up. So you have to heat it up to make to get it to flow. So we put it in the trailer and put the space heater in front of it until it was nice and toasty, and then but it starts to thicken up again as it's exposed to the elements, and obviously you have to spread it quickly because it cools off on the roof.
Yeah. So we are a bit sore. We are really looking forward to a rest because we really haven't stopped this week. We had to get ourselves in here. We were just nervous about the weather changing because as nice as it is this week, we know it's about to change, and we don't want to be out in the snow.
You see on the long-term forecast, it just continually like tobogganing down. Like there'll be like a little warm up and then it cool down, but it's always gradually dropping as you would expect because it is, of course, Northern Ontario.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I can't mess around with the weather up here. We do have to get that trailer in here. So wish us luck. We're going to be getting that in maybe today.
Oh, yeah, today. Definitely today, yeah.
Yeah.
Finish that taping,
Today.
and then we're moving it in.
Yeah, so we're going to get
end.
that in today, and I have to do some fancy driving on Al's part to just get it, straight back in and leave room for the kick out and all
Fancy
that.
for us, yeah.
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 But really, really excited. Just a huge relief to be at this point. And so check us out next week.
Yeah, stay tuned.
All that I go through for my peace of mind, let it all go out the way